Howdy, friends. Steve DePoe here with the Rose Realty team with this week's Real Estate Live from North Texas. Before we get started, we ask you to go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Let's Do Real Estate Texas. There's no charge, but you will be alerted to updates and changes to our series Spotlight on Community, Focus on Small Business, and of course, our weekly real estate updates on North Texas. Thank you. Let's get started. This week, first-time homebuyer guide. This is really a good topic. Now, it doesn't have to be necessarily if you're a first-time home buyer, but it could be if you're somebody maybe who haven't bought a house in 6 or 8 years, or maybe you're making that change to downsize. It's still you got a lot of information in it that'll help you get to where you want to get, where you want to be. So let's start out 12 months out. 12 months out, you want to understand what your credit score is, how much you can afford, and make a down payment plan. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to put you in contact with a lender, and we're going to say, hey, look, this couple here, they're about a year away from buying, but we need this information. And what they're going to do is pull the information on your credit score and give you ideas about how you can raise that score. Okay. They're going to say, based upon your current work history, salary, that kind of stuff, here's how much you can afford. Based upon that, and if you want to put down 20%, for example, which you don't always have to put down 20%. There are programs out there and good mortgages out there for people who don't put down 20%. But let's just say, for argument's sake, you want to put down the 20%. And let's just say that the mortgage lender says you can afford a $300,000 house. Well, what that means is you have to save and you have to put down $60,000. Now, if you don't have that, readily available today, then you have to make a plan to get there in the next 12 months. Okay. So what's your plan to save that difference, that $60,000 in the next 12 months? And that's what you got to execute. About 9 months out, you want to start understanding what you want most in a house, what your have-to-haves or deal breakers are, and what you'd like to have. Okay, so a have-to-have is 3 bedrooms with an office. Okay, what's nice to have is a pool. Okay, you don't really need a pool, but especially if there was a community pool in the neighborhood, but you have to have those 3 bedrooms and an office because you work at home a lot. Okay, research neighborhoods. I like to tell my clients, where do you want to live based upon where you want to work. So if you work in downtown Dallas, I'm guessing you kind of don't want to live in Denton, okay, and or vice versa, okay. And so let's plan it out on a map. Let's understand where you work, and where both of you work, and then where you want to live, so you can get to work in a reasonable amount of time. You don't want to spend the whole day in the car. Okay. Research neighborhoods. Visit open houses. Look, I'll give you a stack of cards, and you can go into open houses, and when the other agent pesters you, oh, you want to buy, say, look, I'm already working with an agent. I'm already working with Steve DePoe from the Rose Realty team, and they'll leave you alone. Okay. They'll probably give me a call and say, hey, they're going to buy. We're 12 months. We're 9 to 12 months out. Okay. Budget home buying expenses and start a maintenance account. The maintenance account is very interesting. Think about it. Even if you move into a new construction type of house, okay, even if you do that, there's things on the house that you're going to want to fix. Okay, maybe painting, new carpet. The hand railing leading to upstairs is rickety. You want to replace that. The bushes in the front are just wild and overgrown. You have to replace. So you want this maintenance account so that you can do these, this honey-do list, okay, in a timely manner, so you can start living the life that you want. About 6 months out, we're going to start collecting the loan paperwork. Now, we talked about 6 months ago, we talked to a mortgage lender, and they hopefully gave us a hint on what paperwork you need. Now, it's different if you work for a company, or whether you're a 1099 employee or you're self-employed. Okay, so there's different paperwork for each category. hopefully they gave us a clue as to what we need. Start collecting some of that paperwork. Hey, if you're self-employed, you may need tax returns for 2 or 3 years, 2 or 3 years in the past, right? And so you want to start collecting that stuff. Reconnect with your realtor. Hey, if I'm your realtor, I've been talking to you, every couple of weeks, so there's no reason to reconnect. But if you pick somebody else as your realtor, hey, you're gonna want to like reconnect with them, saying, okay, we got the program going, we got the maintenance account, we got the down payment account, we're going good. Let's have a chat, let's have a coffee, that type of thing. And then research lenders. Like I said, hey, look, we're going to give you a list of lenders. At this point, we're going to give you maybe another list of lenders. Hopefully, the list are the same, and you're going to then want to start talking to those lenders. Say, hey, we're about 6 months out. What can you do for us? What programs do you have? I'm a teacher. Do you have any programs for teachers or first responders or the military, et cetera? And so you're going to want to research all these things and then make sure you pick the lender that you really want to work with. About 3 months out, so we've 6 months out, we've picked our lender, and about 3 months out, you want to get pre-approved for your loan. There's no better thing than me walking in, okay, to a situation to talk to the other agent to say, we have an offer and I've got a pre-approved client. Okay. No better thing for you or for me. It puts me in a phenomenal position because now I hold all the cards. It puts you in a phenomenal position because you're more likely to get that house, okay, that you put the bid in on if you're pre-approved. And then you start shopping for real, okay? So before we were just kind of going to open houses, snooping around, taking a look. Now we start shopping for real. Because we looked at all those open houses and we did the research on neighborhoods, and we know how far we are away from work and all those kinds of good things. Now we know we've got it narrowed down to 2 or 3 neighborhoods, okay? And I'm going to give you a list of houses that are for sale in those neighborhoods, okay, or coming soon in those neighborhoods, and you're going to go out and kind of scope them out, okay? Now, I could give you a list of like 25 houses, and you're going to narrow it down to something like 4 to 6 houses, and then we're going to make appointments to go see it. About 2 months out, 1 to 2 months out, you're going to make an offer. You're going to make an offer because you're pre-approved. You're more likely, and because you did that down payment program, right? You're more likely to get accepted then for your offer. Once your offer gets accepted, you're going to get a home inspection. Now, if you watched any of my other vlogs, the home inspection is going to give you hints and clues about what on the house is kind of deficient and needs to be worked on. I concentrate on 3 things: mechanicals, safety, and what I call big ticket items. Okay. And we're going to make sure that those things are all in working order and in good shape when you put an offer in, so we know what to ask the seller to fix before you move in. Okay. Now, if we negotiate and they're not going to fix the peeling paint along the banister, hey, guess what? It's okay, because you have that maintenance account that you started 10 months ago, and you have money in that account to fix that banister so it looks good. And then in the last month, what's going to happen is we're going to triple check all our financials. We're going to triple check all our documents. We're going to get insurance, and we're going to do a walkthrough. The walkthrough is 2 things, right? The final walkthrough is to make sure that these sellers have done all the things to the house that we asked them to do. We asked them to do maintenance on the HVAC system, or we asked them to fix fix the hole in the wall, all those kinds of things. And we're going to make sure that they fixed all those things, plus all the safety items, bringing the house up to code, all that kind of thing. And so we're going to do a final walkthrough. That final walkthrough, if, for example, they haven't done some of those things that showed up on the home inspection report, we're going to say, okay, look, we want you to fix those, and we're not going to close unless you fix those. So that's what the walkthrough does, is it makes sure that they've done all the things that all the things that we asked them to do. I hope that was informative. Everybody has their own kind of process that they go through, but this is a good idea to start a year out, so you know where you are. Now, whether you're a first-time home buyer or whether you're kind of making a life change, like, for example, you're going from a single generation house to multi-generation. Maybe mom or dad are moving in, or what have you, or the kiddos are all out of the house. You're empty nesters and you want to go into an active adult community. It's the same kind of thing, except potentially that down payment account, the down payment plan maybe doesn't apply because you have equity built up in your current house. Okay, so but a lot of these things work either way, whether you're experienced buyer, you already own a house, or you're a first time home buyer. Next thing, topic for our next vlog for next week: things to know before your first house. This is Steve DePoe for the Rose Realty team. I'm going to bounce.